I've got 9 tips for any worship leader, but I want to do this kind of together, all right? So the first thing, are those cool, colorful sticky notes? I love those. Okay, here we go. What did I say? Worship is an attitude of the heart. I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to end with that. I'm not going to compromise with that. Anything I say from this point forth does not negate that it's an attitude of the heart. Because I'm going to talk about some stuff that maybe some would say, oh damn, but you're getting so practical about it that you're losing your heart. No, I'm starting off with saying it's an attitude of the heart. Fix your heart first, then do the rest. Here's one thing. Know your audience. So as a worship team, and Aaron and your worship team as well, I'm sure, we're not connected with a church. And so we go around from church to church, youth group to youth group, community center to community center. And guess what? They're all radically different. So the way I dress today is because I knew that I'd be talking to you. The church I went to a week ago, I had a proper suit on because I had to know my audience. And I say, know your audience and ask a certain question, like how many people are coming, what's the age group, what do they want from me? I think it's so important, because otherwise you get that disconnect. If I came here and I sung Great is Thy Faithfulness for an entire worship set of an hour, I'll probably lose you somewhere in it, right? So know your audience, and even if you're being asked in church, ask, what's the sermon about, Pastor? Where do you want me in the service? Know your audience, okay? That's the first thing. Second thing is know your equipment. What does this mean? Aaron, how long did you spend with your team up here doing sound check this morning?
Not as long as I wanted.
Yeah.
No, about half an hour.
Half an hour, right? Give time for stuff like this. I know it sounds earthly and not overly spiritual, but guess what? If your equipment sounds bad, it's going to be a distraction for people. So make sure you schedule time, wake up early. Phil and I came here, even though we were just talking, we came here pretty early in the morning, 8:45 on a Saturday, and we were exhausted. We didn't want to necessarily be here at 8:45 in the morning, but we came here because we want to make sure that this worked, this sound and the PowerPoint and all of that as well. So know your equipment. Also, pet peeve. Many times I'm like, Dan, can you play the piano? I'm like, of course, I love to play the piano. And guess what is my biggest fear when they invite me to play? Any keyboard players here? Any piano players? Really, it's just me. Okay, there we go. 1 or 2, 3, okay. Take a guess what you think is my biggest fear when people say, play the keyboard or the piano. The key, yeah, that's one of it.
It being transposed to the higher keys.
And being transposed, that I can kind of work with, but as far as equipment goes, because we're going to get to the song part. As far as equipment goes, what do you think? Tuning is more for the guitar. Man. But yeah, a piano that's out of tune is certainly like a no-no. I'm not even going to play it. But a pedal, it sounds so small. Do you see this little thing here, this pedal? If I don't have the pedal, it sounds like I am playing something really choppy, like classical music. It doesn't sound like worship, So even something small like that, I always ask. I ask before coming here, is there a pedal to that keyboard? Because that's one thing that throws me off if there is a pedal. Guitarists, if you play with certain amps, you might ask, do I have those amps? Bass players, monitors, ask about the equipment. And it doesn't mean that you need to set a standard and be like, excuse me, I'm not playing unless my diva needs are met. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying, be aware, so that you can choose your songs according to it. There's no point in doing a really energetic song that's hard rock if there's no drums and you have a djembe. You might as well do something that's more suiting of a djembe. So know the equipment that's available. Next thing is know your song. I'll give you some examples real quick here with know your song. There's 2 things with song. One is, please figure out the key that you can sing it in. For example, do you know that hymn, then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee, how great thou art. That's right. How great thou art. It sounds nice, right, in this key. What if I were to sing it in D? Then sings my soul, my Savior. Have you guys ever sung at a hymn at church and the verse is fine and they get to the chorus and half the congregation kind of drops out because you've chosen a key that's too high? Or, so that's just miserable. Or if I choose a key let's pick another song. Actually, no, same song. If I go, then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. It's fine, but the song doesn't go anywhere. This song is like, how great thou art, right? So if I sing it in the key, I say, then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. Now the song mirrors, the key mirrors what I'm singing out of it, right? So know your song, figure out the keys.